If you've ever wanted to create soft dimensional resin figures with a professional hand-painted finish, this tutorial will show you exactly how to do it step by step. Today, we're working with a beautiful Meadow Whisperer mold from Redesign with Prima. We'll show you how we approach painting these pieces by first observing the relief and letting the shadows guide the color. The detail in this mold really does most of the work for us. We're simply enhancing it with color. We'll paint two figures using slightly different color palettes so you can see how flexible the technique is. And most importantly, no matter which colors you choose, the method remains exactly the same. Let's begin. For clean, detailed results, precise mixing is essential. We're using Amazing Casting Resin, a fast-drying two-part system. Measure equal parts, 1 part component A and 1 part component V. Pour both into a silicone cup and mix slowly. At first, the resin will look cloudy. This is entirely normal. Continue stirring gently until the mixture becomes clear. That clarity tells you the resin is fully combined and ready to pour. Working in small batches gives you better control and helps avoiding waste. Slowly pour the resin into the mold and avoid overfilling. Using a wooden stick, gently guide the resin into the smaller details. This helps eliminate trapped air and ensures crisp definition. After a few minutes, the resin will turn white as it cures. And once it is fully set and no longer tacky, gently demold the piece. And you will immediately appreciate how clean the details are. Apply a full coat of white gesso or high-quality white acrylic paint. This base layer is important because it allows diluted acrylics to float on the surface instead of absorbing unevenly into the resin. With the white base in place, the details of the mold become even easier to read and shade. And from this point forward, every color follows the same simple system. Step 1. Lightly moisten the surface. Step 2. Dilute 1 drop of acrylic paint with 1 or 2 drops of water. And step 3. Apply gently and allow the pigment to settle naturally. Instead of covering the surface with color, we like to begin by defining the shadows. This helps the volume appear naturally as we continue layering color. Before painting the dress, we like to start with the rabbit. The goal is to keep it mostly white while adding subtle dimension. Moisten the surface slightly. Then dilute burnt sienna with water until the mixture is very fluid. Apply gently and allow the pigment to settle into the crevices. We're not dragging the brush or covering the surface. The pigment simply enhances the natural shadows created by the mold. And when it dries, the rabbit remains white, but now it has depth, subtle, controlled, and very natural. For this project, we're using Liquid Acrylics from Redesign with Prima, and the beautiful part of it is that this same method works with any color palette of your desire. For the eyes, we use burnt sienna with slightly less dilution. Moisten the area and gently touch the brush to the cavity. The paint will naturally flow into the recessed detail, and allow it to dry before adjusting the intensity. Now, we're adding lavender to the dress of the first figure using the same method. 1. Moisten the surface. 2. Dilute the color. 3. Gently apply and let the pigment settle. This creates a soft base tone while still allowing the sculpted details to remain visible. To build more depth in the folds of the dress, we introduce violet. Apply it gradually in transparent layers. Contrast should be built slowly, and this approach creates dimension without any harsh lines. On another section of the figure, we introduce a warm contrast. We mix true yellow with titanium white to soften the intensity of the yellow color. Using the same layering system, we apply the color gently to the raised areas. This helps balance the palette while maintaining a soft, harmonious look. Before starting the second figure, we like to prepare the soft pink tones that we'll use to paint the flowers on our first figure. Using the same color mixture, we'll begin by painting the second figure as well. We like to repeat colors so the pieces speak to each other. This creates a natural sense of harmony and helps the composition to feel more connected. For example, we'll use violet again in the flowers and in the shoes of the second figure. Repeating small touches of color like this helps the entire scene feel balanced and visually unified. For the second figure, we're using a slightly different palette. Here, we introduce tones like powder pink and fresh mint on different sections of the dress. The colors change, but the painting method stays exactly the same. And once you understand the layering system, you can adapt it to any color combination. For the dress of this second figure, we're going to introduce a fresh mint tone. We'll also repeat some of the violet tones from the first figure. We love combining soft pinks with gentle greens like this because pink naturally complements green, creating a contrast that still feels soft and harmonious. In this figure, the pink appears in part of the dress, while the flowers will be painted in violet tones. This helps connect both figures visually, since violet is also present in the dress of the first figure. Before applying the color, we like to observe the folds of the mold and identify where the shadows would naturally fall. Instead of covering the entire dress right away, we're going to begin by placing the mint tone in the deeper areas of the folds, allowing the natural highlights of the resin to remain visible. Then, we're going to slowly build the color using very diluted layers, gently following the movement of the fabric. This helps the dress keep its dimension and softness, so the colors feel integrated rather than flat. For the grass beneath the figures, we use a mix of greens and earthy tones such as avocado green, lime green, burnt sienna, and umber. The surface is lightly moistened, and the colors are applied with small touches. Instead of blending heavily, we allow the pigments to settle and interact naturally on the damp surface. The relief of the mold helps guide where the colors settle. creating organic depth in the grass. Once the colors are established and fully dry, we apply a final shading pass. Using burnt sienna, very diluted, we lightly shade selected areas again. This step helps integrate the colors and reinforce the natural shadows of the piece. After the shading is dry, we apply a soft dry brush highlight using white acrylic paint. Most of the paint is removed from the brush before touching the surface. Then, with very light pressure, we glide the brush across the raised details. This gently reveals the high points of the sculpture and unifies the tones of the figure. If you enjoy a delicate metallic finish, the same effect can also be achieved using white pearl wax. As a final detail, we apply a very small amount of Indian pink wax to the cheeks of the rabbits using a dry brush. Just a soft touch of color brings warmth and personality to the piece. By layering diluted acrylics and allowing the shadows and highlights of the mold to guide the color, a simple resin cast becomes a soft, dimensional, decorative piece. Projects like this show how thoughtful design and quality materials make the creative process both accessible and enjoyable. Working with molds and liquid acrylics from Redesign with Prima makes it easy to explore color while still achieving refined, detailed results. Thank you for creating with us today, and we hope this inspires your future next projects.